What's up, everybody? My name is Anthony, and for today's video, we are back on the Rose Talks channel. Now, if I sound very low energy, it's because I was sick the last 2 days. I think I picked up like a cold or something somewhere. I don't even know where because I barely go outside, but I'm going to be a little low energy. I might cough, I might sniffle, I might rub my nose repeatedly. And yeah. Anyways, as you guys can see by the title, we are going to be talking about my experience in the psych ward. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a crazy video. I'm about to talk about some things that I definitely regret because of how I acted and everything. So this is a pretty, I'd say it's a more serious video for sure. And essentially, I dated someone back in the day, 2020, I think it was. We started dating a little bit after COVID started dying down a little bit, and things were pretty terrible. I'm not gonna lie. My grandfather passed away sometime in November, and I was very upset. It completely changed my mental and the way I looked at the world. It severely affected the relationship I had with my mom, and it also affected the relationship I had with my girlfriend. It affected literally everything in my entire life because my grandfather was kind of like my father figure. And so I was pretty depressed. I'm not gonna lie. I was saying some dumb stuff. I never said anything that was worrisome, but I was just like, you know, like, dang, like, life is so hard. Like, life sucks. Like, I really hate this. Like why do these things have to happen at the worst times and stuff like that. And there was one night where I was playing Uno with my ex, and she was cheating, very obviously, like, blatant cheating, making up rules, and like I wasn't having it. So I was like, the way you play makes me want to like unalive. And we both laughed and we thought it was like a funny thing. And I was like, you know what, moments like these are nice because they make me realize, like, you know, as much like bad stuff or sad stuff happens in the world, you can have little moments like this where it's like, you know, things don't matter as much. You know, even if I am getting upset at the way this girl's playing Uno, that's my biggest problem right now. You know what I mean? Is her cheating in Uno. So yeah. Well, there was this weird energy after that with my ex, and she was kind of like making my problems her own in a way. I don't really know how to explain it, but like I was clearly going through something that was terrible, and she was like almost mad. She was very angry. She was agitated because I wasn't feeling good. And like, I mean, dude, if someone's going through something that's traumatizing, you don't try to make them feel worse for it, right? That's like flaw or error number one, is that like you support them, you try to understand even if you haven't been through something. Obviously, if you've been through something, it kind of helps you understand how people, you know, are reacting to stuff and how they truly feel about it. But my ex hadn't gone through anything like that. She claimed that she had been through stuff as a kid, and I never doubted that. But the way she handled everything with me and my grandfather, it was pretty shocking. And yeah, she was just really mean repeatedly. And so one of the days, I remember I woke up and I told her, I was like, yeah, like existing with everything going on right now is really hard, and like it's just sad. I want to focus on music, I want to focus on you, but like life kind of sucks right now. Which like it seems like a worrisome thing, but in the context, like it wasn't. It was just like I had been through something traumatizing, and I'm like, damn, like how am I gonna recover? You know what I'm saying? And this is on top of her being super negative to me. So whatever. We wake up and I tell her, I'm like, hey, like I really like want to have a good day. Like I don't want to have a bad day. So we go and we get Chick-fil-A. She's like, are you hungry? I'm like, yeah. So I get Chick-fil-A and I get some for her siblings, and we stop at her house. And then after that, she's like, oh, I didn't have Chick-fil-A because she was like gluten free. And she was like, I'm still hungry. Do you want to get something else? I'm like, yeah, like, we can go to IHOP. And she's like, oh, awesome. So we start going to IHOP, and things are good. You know, she's smiling, everything's great. I'm like, cool. And then all of a sudden, she's like, all right, what do you want? And I was like, oh, well, you know, I just had Chick-fil-A, so I'm not really hungry. And this girl's facial expression completely changes. I mean, it was like actually disturbing. And she was like, I'm not doing this with you. You're wasting my time. You're wasting my energy. You're wasting my money. And I just don't even want to be here right now. And I was like, what? Like, okay. Like, that's kind of crazy. And we start going home because she just starts freaking out. And I'm like, you know what? This is crazy. Like, I really don't want to do this anymore with you. I'm actually really uncomfortable. Like, I gave you, unfortunately, I kind of gave like an ultimatum of like, today needs to be good. Like, because I'm feeling mentally terrible. But it wasn't good. It was terrible. She made me feel bad because I had eaten Chick-fil-A and I didn't want IHOP, even though I was going to pay for her. And she just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense for her to get upset. And that's genuinely the context. That is like, there's no other thing that happened. She literally, like, I bought her family food. We go to IHOP because I didn't want IHOP, or I didn't want to at least eat IHOP, because we were literally in the parking lot. She was just upset. And now, oh, she probably wanted to do something with me, but I was down to go in. I was down to order. I was down to do whatever to get her IHOP, make her happy. And it sounds like something so stupid, but she reacted so negatively to, I guess, my reaction to not being hungry anymore, being full. And so we start going home, and I tell her, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take a break. Like, I generally can't do this. I've been going through some pretty serious stuff. Like, my grandfather just died, and you're not really being there for me. You're kind of making things worse. So I pack my stuff up. I get in the car, and I cry for like 5-10 minutes, and I call some of my friends. I'm like, dude, what do I do? Because I'm trying to get opinions, and they're like, yeah, just take a break, go stay with your mom for a little bit. Meanwhile, I wasn't on the greatest terms with my mom, so that was kind of a tough thing to do. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try to talk to her. I'm going to reason with her and just kind of understand, like, where she's coming from. So I go in there. I'm like, hey, let's talk. And she's in the closet packing her stuff, saying, you know what? Like, we're breaking up. We're done. And I'm like, whoa, like, what is like, you're making things like so much worse. Like, what the heck is going on? And she was just like, no, I'm done. Like, you're manipulative, you're this, you're that. And that was that. I felt something in my emotions. Like, I went very numb, and I was obviously so upset, because I'm like, what? Like, you know, like, I'm not on good terms with my mom. My grandfather just died. You've been terrible to me. And now you're just, like, looking for a way out. And, like, that should have been it, right? But dumb me was like, no, like, I'm mad. Like, I was like, I'm if you want to go, like, I'm packing your stuff up, and I'm, like, putting in trash bags. I'm like, speeding up this process, because I don't want you here, like, a second longer. So I start putting her stuff in trash bags, and she's like, no, you can't do that. You can't touch my stuff. And, like, whether I could touch her stuff or not, I probably shouldn't have. Because I was super emotional. But she kept trying to, like, block me in the hallway. You know, I'm not touching her. I'm not pushing. I'm not doing anything. I'm just like, get out of my way. Like, I'm putting this outside. And then she calls her mom up. And this is where it gets crazy. She calls her mom up, and she's like, he can't kick me out, can he? If my name's on the lease with him, he can't kick me out. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, you literally said you were breaking up with me and wanted to leave, right? So now she's, like, hardcore playing victim. I know people say that a lot nowadays, but, like, literally went from saying, I'm breaking up with you, I'm moving out, to he can't force me to leave. Like, it's a crazy switch up. And the mom is on the phone. Is he hurting you? Is he hurting you? And I'm like, no, I'm not touching her. Like, I'm getting her stuff out. And the mom's like, you know what? I'm going to call the cops. And I'm like, what the heck? So I made a dumb decision. I end up calling the cops. I'm like, hey, I'm having a bit of a domestic dispute. You know, I've been going through some stuff. Life's been meh. And, like, I just want to get, like, a deputy out here or somebody out here to kind of just, like, figure the situation out with me. And I'm not trying to make anybody look bad. I'm trying to figure out, like, what is the right and wrong of this situation. Like, should I leave? Should she leave? Because I genuinely have no idea. Like, I have no idea who's right or who's wrong or anything at this point. Because, like, she brought up a fair point. Like, can I get her to leave if her name's on the lease? Obviously not. Right? So I'm like, all right, I need someone to come here. Cop talks to me. He's like, are you okay? Like, how are you feeling mentally? I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, I have a bit of a rocky relationship with my mom. But, you know, things are going to be better. My grandfather just passed away. And, like, I've been having issues with my girlfriend. And it just kind of sucks because I'm a successful music artist. You know, I'm really trying to find motivation for stuff. But, like, it's hard. It's hard to do. He's like, no, I totally understand. And then he goes and talks to the other people, my ex, her mom, and the stepdad, who known abuser. In her family, and he's talking, smiling with the cop. They're all talking, everything's good. And the cop comes back. He's like, all right, I'm gonna have you place your hands behind your back, and you're gonna have to sit in the back of my car, is essentially what he said. And I'm like, am I getting arrested? And he's like, no, you're being Baker acted. And if you guys don't know what a Baker act is, it's essentially the cop deems that you're a threat to yourself. And maybe others. I think that's, like, kind of a thing where it's a threat to yourself and others, instead of one thing or the other. But yeah, he says, like, you're getting Baker acted, and I'm basically gonna have to go chill in a psych ward for the next 3 days. And so I get in the back of the cop car, and my ex is, like, crying when she sees me go in there, and I'm chilling in there. I'm like, what the heck is even going on? And I'm just like thinking, I'm like, what the? I have like my bag, I have my phone on me, I have all this stuff. And I'm like, all right, because obviously I wanted to move, or at least not move out, but like go on break. You know what I'm saying? So I had all my stuff with me, and I brought it in the car. Like I picked it up, like I don't remember how I picked it up, but I brought it with me. I had my laptop, I had everything. And so I'm in the car with the cop, and I look out the window, and my ex and her family are like laughing as I'm driving by. And that sounds like so movie, like ah ha ha, but they were legitimately like smiling as I was getting taken away. And it was the most bizarre thing I'd ever seen. And I was in disbelief. I'm like, is that like evil? Like I'm not, I in my head, I remember at the time, like I definitely wasn't the most sane person, but I wasn't trying to be evil. Like I was extremely emotional a lot of the time, but I never wanted it to like hurt anyone. I never wanted to do anything like that. And seeing these people like smiling as I'm getting like taken away in handcuffs, like it's absolutely crazy to me at the time. And so I'm asking the cop, I'm like, dude, like what is going on? Like why am I getting like Baker Act? Like this is crazy. Like I don't want to injure myself, I don't want to hurt other people. Like I don't feel like I did anything wrong. Like I wanted you guys to come there, help settle a dispute, an argument, and there was no like physicality. And he was like, unfortunately, like I can't tell you what they said to make me think that I had to Baker Act you or whatever, and I just can't discuss it further than that. All I'm gonna say is like you should break up with her. Like it's clearly like affecting you, and she's not treating you right. And I'm like, dang. And then he stops talking and slides his laptop over in the front seat so I could see what he's typing, because I asked him, I was like, what did she say to like get me like put in the back of a cop car? And he obviously said, oh, I can't tell you. But then he's typing everything that she said from memory, like making a report of it. And I get to see what she said. And she said that I wanted to drive off of a bridge. And what did I say earlier in the video about me playing Uno with her when she was cheating? Well, that was 2 or 3 days before that incident, and she basically used that, me saying that, as ammo, and the cop listened to her, and that was it. And it was actually crazy. Like, it was, okay, that was, wait, no, that was crazy. That shot was crazier than, wow, okay, I don't know what I was talking about. But yeah, she essentially used that as ammo when I was completely joking. We were having a good time. And that was that. Within 6 to 7 minutes, I am in the psych ward. If you guys don't know what happens, they make you like take all your clothes off. You get in like a gown thing, and they make you take off your shoes. I had slip-on Vans, but still they don't let you have shoes because your shoelaces, you can like hurt yourself with them. So they gave me the socks that everybody gets. I wish I still had them because I'd show you guys them. And then they drew my blood. And then I had a conversation with people. And by the way, like the people who drew my blood, they were like as young as me, like learning how to draw blood and do stuff. And I remember I was getting my blood drawn, and it starts spewing. And like I'm seeing the blood come out of me. I'm so serious. And sorry if anybody's squirmish to blood, but like I'm seeing it come out of me, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, dang, I'm really in the psych ward, bro. Like I'm getting my blood tested to see if I'm on drugs or there's some sort of thing going on. Like it was actually insane. So they do the blood stuff. Someone talks to me. I call my manager. I call my mom. I'm like, yo, what up, everybody? Like, I'm reporting live from this psych ward. I got these socks on. They're actually really comfortable, and I don't know what's going to happen. Also, when you're in the psych ward, you're not supposed to have your phone or your computer, but they let me have that. And I'm not gonna lie, I was at first definitely getting treated like a someone who belongs in a psych ward. Like they were being very not too many emotions from the doctors, anybody that was helping them out, and I was just like confused. But I knew, like, obviously I'm like, I don't really belong here, so I'm just gonna do my thing and whatever. I'm in there and I'm chilling and I'm waiting to have this like online consultation with like a psychiatrist or a therapist to talk to them about like how I'm feeling and my history of events like this and stuff like that. So I'm chilling. I used the bathroom a couple times, and I saw two things. There was a kid in there who was probably either as old as me or a little bit younger. And like every time I walked by his room, like the door was like, I don't know if it was wide open or whatever, but he would just be like, and he was like smiling, and he was like making motions with his hands and stuff. And I'm just like, are you like, what's going, like, why are you here? Like, what's going on? And he's like whispering to me. And it was like crazy because I felt like a sense of like camaraderie with this person that I never met. And like I thought it was hilarious because this guy was like off his rocker. I'm not gonna lie, he was totally off his rocker. I'm making weird like facial, so I was like, okay, whatever. But he was like funny. Not that I got amusement out of him being crazy or anything. I'm just like, he was funny. Like, it was a funny thing. So, okay, that sounds bad, but seriously, bro was funny. And then the second thing I saw was a girl that I knew in, like, middle school or, like, the beginning of high school was in there, and, like, I had my door, like, cracked open or something, and they were just talking about, like, she was like, I'm fine, and she was, like, struggling, and I think they, like, detained her arms, and the sheriff was like, yeah, this is, like, the 7th time in a couple months that she's tried to, like, take her life. And that was crazy to hear, man, because, like, I remember that girl was, like, I think she was on, like, the wrestling team or something, and she was, like, winning, and she was happy, and then now she's just, like, depressed and, like, doesn't want to be here. So it was, like, sad, and, like, that's kind of when it hit me. I was like, dang, like, I really don't feel like these people feel. And because of that, I don't want to be here. And I remember I started crying, like, on the phone with my mom or my manager or somebody. Like, I was so emotional, and things just really sucked. And then I had my online consultation thing with a psychiatrist or whoever, and they give me this whole in-depth, like question exam thing on my mental health and whatever. And eventually she's like, okay, or he's like, I honestly can't remember, I think it was a girl, and they're like, all right, I mean, you're not like showing any signs of this, like you need to really get out of that relationship, something like that. And that was it. Like I don't know if it was exactly said like that, but essentially it was like, just make better decisions. And then within 3 hours, normally you stay for like 72 hours to get evaluated or something like that, 24 to 72 hours. I was there for 3 hours and they let me out. So some people have their first day out of jail. I had my first day out of the psych ward, and let me tell you, it was pretty crazy. I was very, very grateful to not be in there. It was like a room with a camera above me, a camera in front of me, funny socks, and yeah, man, it was not fun. And what did I do after that? I literally went back to the apartment. I had a conversation with my ex on the phone. I think I stayed there. She came back the next day and she was like, I get the apartment now because you were crazy and I deserve it. And then I remember I stayed with my mom for like 2 days, even though we weren't on good terms. And that was that. I literally moved back in, and I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm not gonna stay away from an apartment that I'm literally paying every cent for. We broke up like 3 months after that. Thank God, because that's just terrible relationship. Yeah, the psych ward was not a great experience, but the people who worked there were actually very understanding. And like, as soon as they realized I wasn't like losing my mind or wasn't a threat to myself, they treated me very normally, and it was very nice for my mental health. I remember like the air changed around everybody when they kind of assess that I'm not actually gonna do anything stupid. So yeah. Anyways, I actually have a crazy shot to show y'all for the end of this video. That like little quad feed with the 360 was pretty nuts, but this shot is actually insane. It's a raid Sui. I won't spoil too much, but it's a crazy drop back wall bang through like half the map, and it's super dope. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this video. I don't know how long it's gonna be. Sorry that I was low energy or I sound weird or whatever. I really haven't been feeling well. Definitely got a cold or something. And yeah, so anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. It's been Anthony. Have a good one. Oh my gosh, this was insane.
Did you hit
this
it?
was crazy. I didn't hit the knack, but this was actually no. This was crazy. This was insane. This was crazy. Oh my gosh, I got all oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Wait, you smacked it. What the fuck?